next thing we're going to work on while those hands are drying in place is going to be a top hat for this little guy. Obviously that's not an accessory you have to make, but should you choose to make one, we're going to show you how. So first thing I'm going to do is just roll out some black gum paste. And I'm not entirely sure which size I'm going to use yet, so I'm going to cut out a couple of circles. That's going to be the brim for the top hat. Now looking at the size of the Groom that we're making, he's actually going to be too big for the little piece, so we're going to go for this larger one. And then we're going to create the top of the hat. Let those get a little bit tacky. And then just take and set that right on top of there. Then we're going to take and flip that over a bit because this is going to go on his head. So we need to create a little bit of indentation so that that will set nicely on his head when we go to put it on him. And if that flattens this out a little bit, just take your hands and roll it a little bit to give it the height back. You may even find, if you're concerned that you're not able to get enough of an indent without crushing the hat, when you roll out your little piece, for the brim, you can always take a nice small hole cutter out of the middle before you place the top onto there, so that this gives it a little bit of a ring to help steady it when it sits on his head. So that works as well. If you want to, you can just take and put that on top of there, and then that will sit nicely on top of his head. The next step is to form his head, which is done similarly to the bride's, just rolled in a ball. And we want to make sure it's not going to fall off, so I'm just going to use a little bit of a toothpick and press it down into here. There we go, some of that sticking up. And I think this guy can probably stand up now. But we're still going to give him some support just in case. And then you want to take and lower that head down onto there. There we go. I'm just using the back end of a regular piping tip to give him a smile. And then I'm going to use my little rubber tip tool. There we go. And we're going to give him a little tiny nose. And it's helpful if you mark where these things are going to go first. So we're going to put his nose right there. And then we're going to put eyes here and here. Looks like there's a little bit of excess water there, so you can just blot that up with the corner of a paper towel. And then press it down into place.